Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ships and Giggles. I've got a few things to go over, but it's business, and I hope you're having a good time with the German battleships. I don't think you are because they probably, most people have assessed them to be the same way as I have, mediocre. That's my general impression so far. Apparently that changes once you get to the Bismarck, and yeah, there's some good stuff about that for sure. From what I've experienced going up against it, it seems better than the Tirpitz, but just maybe it's just because it's different. So we'll get to some more of the German BB talk in a moment, but first things first, we're going to have some fun with the Arizona. And this was the only match I played on I can't remember, it's just a couple days ago. I decided to jump in because I didn't really feel like playing the German battleships, and none of the other battleships seemed all that interesting to me. The Arizona, pretty damn consistent overall, and I really like it at the long range game for reasons like that. That's a nice salvo. And of course, in the team chat, because I try to, have any type of celebratory stuff in the team chat as opposed to all chat, mainly because for whatever reason that's the type of stuff that comes back to haunt you, and karma kicks in and puts you on your butt and knocks you into your place basically. So looks like we have an AFK Fuso, and actually I didn't even realize it up until I watched the replay again, started putting it together in this, was that our Hiryu was actually AFK for the first bit as well. So there's quite a few ships over here, and it looks like we're all heading over to sea. And I actually just wanted to mention this real fast too, because I don't want to forget. You would be amazed how easy it is to forget mentioning stuff when you're doing narration for a video, but I am actually on Sunday going to have a stream showing the behind the scenes stuffs I pluralized that of making a video. So I'm going to live stream creating a video, and I just want to I'm not really sure why. I just, it seems like it would be a fun thing to do, and if you guys want to check it out, cool, and give you an idea of what I have to do to put a video together. I'll try to have most of the clips recorded ahead of time. Try to have an idea of what I want to do before going into it, so that way we're not just kind of pondering what's going to be in this video, and we could take it from there. But I honestly right now don't have any idea what I'm going to do, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that way, if you guys have questions, if you are interested in making your own videos, or you just want to see more of the process of, what I go through, my logic with doing the things I do, then by all means feel free to swing by. And I have no idea how long that's going to be. I plan to do some ships afterwards, mainly because I want to have a good thing going before I get to World of Warships, if you know what I mean. So but anyways, shit's been going pretty crazy already in this match. So I fired the salvo at the Congo there. That Minakaze showed up, and check this out. There's a Königsberg who's not shooting at the Minakaze. He hasn't shot him at all. And right now, the Königsberg just killed the Omaha, so now he turns his sights onto the Minakaze after the Omaha got on our team got taken out and gets the double strike. I just, like, there is no effort there whatsoever from the Königsberg to help out the Omaha. So I know that at some point there he was, it was the line of fire, but it just didn't look like he was really throwing any interest over towards the Minakaze. I mean, with two cruisers like that in such close proximity, they should have chewed him up right away. So I was kind of worried about how the rest of this match was going. We lost another ship, and I got a good salvo on the Congo there, but I didn't follow it up with another good one, which is what I was really hoping for. Our Gneisenau got beached there right in A, and this enemy Cleveland here is actually shooting at not the Gneisenau that's beached, but the Nievny behind him, and the Nievny is just about ready to get taken out with one of these salvos. The enemy Saipan is raining hell on our Fuso, and our carrier is trying to run away and have a little bit more of a buffer between him and anybody that's coming down the 1-2 line. So we just lost the Yevny, and I'm trying to get these guys to get the hell off the I and J line, because that's no place to be in any given match. And yeah, I think the Gneisenau now kind of went balls deep a little more so than I was anticipating, and he does it with pretty much no success whatsoever. So all he's doing right now, though, is helping me out by taking the attention away so I can turn and engage that Cleveland and finally get rid of him, because despite being this close to the Cleveland for so long, he only just started shooting at me, which is pretty amazing. There is a Bayern up to the north, which I'm rather concerned about, because his shells can defeat my armor pretty easily, given the right situation. I was really hoping that I would have been able to take out the Cleveland with just a couple of the turrets, as opposed to having to dump all of my shells. But take a look at what happened to the Gneisenau now. Look at this. I don't even... I've never seen this before. 4,000 matches since open beta, and take a look at this. What the shit? Oh my god. And I turned the foliage back on for this part of the replay, and then yeah, but take a look at this. There's an island here. Nope, we're just gonna go ahead and climb right up on top of that. This is so stupid. I've watched this like 3 times in the replays, and different things happen each time, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. I even have a GIF of it available if anybody's actually interested in seeing it. Maybe I'll just post it in the link description, but watch what happens to the latter half of the ship here. It just, nope. Oh my god. And check this out here. You can see it still. Yeah, there it goes. Holy shit, that's ridiculous. I've never seen anything quite like that. So I am aiming at the Congo here, trying to get some damage done on him, mainly because he's the he's the one I'm actually concerned about compared to the New Mexico. I mean, the New Mexico can really hurt me, but for some reason I've had bad luck against Congos lately, and they seem to be able to do a lot of damage to me pretty much at will. And you can see him getting some bounces, but I am taking some damage, and turning my sights to the Bayern up top. Now the carrier is fully active on our team now. He's starting to bomb these guys, and it looks like there's a Königsberg down at sea that seems to be moving in against somebody. But anyways, get about 10,000 damage on the Bayern there, and at this point I know I'm going to be taking some damage. And for a second here, I thought he was going to fly by, and so that's why I looked away. I looked back, and I'm like, oh shit, he's dropping right on me now. So I was pretty much screwed at this point. I was hoping just 2, but it ended up being 4. Look at that. I mean, that damn torp was beyond me, but whatever. So I ended up taking 4 torps, and I'm on my last little bit of heals here, and trying to still stay in the match, trying to get some shells on target and that sort of thing. Look back to see what the situation is down south. Both of the battleships, the Congo and the New Mexico, got taken out, and at this point it's more of just how long can I survive while still dishing out some damage. And I'm waiting to see this Nagato, see just how far to the right he pulls before I can go ahead and dump my salvos out. And unfortunately, one of his turrets there, yep, gets a kill on one of our teammates, but I return the favor with 12,200 damage right back to him. Now there's still the Bayern in the back, who thankfully missed me with, everything, and one of the shells bounced. I am trying to point out, I think around this point, that there should be the Farragut, that we had him last spotted somewhere in the north. He should be in a given area down by the carrier, and the carrier needs to turn away and try to get the hell out of here. And sure enough, that's exactly where he ended up being, is one of the sectors, the 2 sectors I called out. So I'm turning my attention to the Atlanta, and it looks alright, but it's not, because 5 overpens. why not? The Atlanta continues to move through B. The Nagato, oh, I was really hoping to just finish him off there, but somebody else does, and now I'm in a worrisome situation because I wanted to keep those last two turrets so I can engage the Atlanta and try to knock him out before I got burned down to death, and I wanted to swing around my front turrets so I could hopefully engage the enemy Farragut while he was going after our carrier. And luckily our Fuso, who's got HE loaded, he's ready to go on this guy, and you can see me, I just want to see if I have to shoot, and damn, look at this though. The Hiryu got close quarters on him. Really did not expect that at all. And you know, the Fuso got some good hits in there, got him on fire, and amazingly enough, the Hiryu's secondaries were able to finish him off. So another salvo, and another set of 5 overpens on the side of the Atlanta. Possibly, yeah, I could have aimed that a little further ahead of him, but that's some bullshit. So amazingly enough, I've only taken 600 damage from the Atlanta, and I'm now worried because while I got Confederate there, I did manage to mitigate any damage from the Bayern. So again, he had 1 bounce, or actually 1 shell pen for no damage, I guess, because it didn't look like it bounced. But yeah, trying to get into a position here to make something happen because we have a 10-point lead. We just lost our carrier though, and the Bayern's coming back, and he is going to engage the Koenig, which I didn't know it up until about now anyways, that the Koenig on our team has practically no health. So this is putting us in a really tough situation because time is running out. There's only about 2.5 minutes left, and you got the shells coming in from the Bayern, which takes out the Koenig. Now, I'm really hoping for a knockout blow here just to buy us the time because we're down 120 points and we're trying to cap B, but we still have the bombers to worry about. And this guy's on fire. He's taking, you know, plenty of damage, and I don't know why, but for some reason nobody shot at me last couple minutes, or well, minute or something. I do not understand why the Bayern chose the Fuso, and I do not understand why the Saipan chose the Fuso as well. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. And for some reason, when I hit the scout plane there, it like totally twirled my camera around or something. But I line up the Saipan, which is admittedly a tough ship to do because they are quick. I mean, you know, Independence, Hiryu, Lexington's even, well, maybe not so much Lexington, but I mean, the Lexington is massive, but I get 13,000 damage on the Saipan, but I really could have done a lot more there. I switched to HE for some reason. I should have just stuck with AP, and taking a look at these shells as they're flying in, and still no fires. Nice. Yeah. I guarantee if that was AP, I would have like citadeled him right off the damn map. I really want to do that to a Saipan. Like, oh, God, I hate those ships. But as you can see, time is running out. Got the enemy planes coming in, and we win by 26 points. That's a hell of a battle all around. The guys that were in the Fuso, the Hiryu, you know, they really did a lot of work, and gotta commend the Koenig for coming back, even though he was on such low health, to try to help us make something happen. And I took almost 100,000 damage that match, and just, you know, it was just a good match overall, and that's what the Arizona to me is really solid with, is being able to do those types of matches. But let's take a look at a triple division of Scharhorst, because this one was pretty much everything that embodies what the Scharhorst can do well. So it's Frere, Citizen, and I in our Scharhorst on Two Brothers, and we're just marching right the hell down here with the Nuremberg and in Omaha. And this is awesome. Like, this is, I can tell you right now, this is what makes the Scharhorst scary as hell. If you get a few of these guys together and you push, there's all sorts of crazy things that can happen, and, well, that are pretty much guaranteed to happen. Like a Nicholas showing up and, eating everything. So, the HE performance of the German battleships is really, really mediocre. I mean, so far below the average of the other battleships. I mean, it's pretty damn amazing. But Freyr gets first blood there, takes out the Nicholas, and everybody manages to avoid the torps. I have HE loaded, and I'm aiming at the enemy Colorado. Just trying to do what damage I can from this distance because I'm not too fond of the AP at pretty much any range, but there are certainly situations for it, and I probably would have had similar results even if I chose AP. But we're moving up here and gonna start applying pressure to their cap. Now I'm targeting the enemy Koenig, and again, basically in this situation, I'm trying to start fires because I'm expecting a brawl, and in that scenario, I want to make sure that the enemy has their repairs, their heals, all of that on cooldowns, and they're not prepared to be able to get those 2 or 3 fires out, get that flooding repaired, heal back some of that fire damage, that sort of thing, because that's what turns the tide of a battle in your favor when you really need it to happen, So it's kind of just like planning ahead. But that's really one of the reasons why I have no shame whatsoever in using HE in the battleship in a lot of situations, and especially with a ship like this that has pretty terrible AP performance overall. Of course, I say that when I double Citadel and Murmansk, but I can tell you that hardly ever happens. This is just not a reliable ship when it comes to that, the way other ships would be, or not with the frequency. I don't want to say battleships are reliable because in any scenario, because they're not in the slightest. But our Atlanta came through the middle, and now he's sinking. So that's kind of unfortunate. He certainly could have waited there until we pushed in a little further into the cap and kind of established ourselves. I think he could have been a huge help and probably had a pretty good game if he would have just had a little bit more patience there. Now we do have that Omaha who's kind of creeping forward here, and still have that Cleveland just going backwards, so okay. I have a Citadel on the Omaha and try to bring my third turret in line to make something happen, but I should have just done a wide spread here instead of narrow. I mean, at this range, you're never going to hit anything as far as like another Scharhorst is concerned. Everybody knows what to expect, but I'm firing actually at the York, get a Citadel on him, which really actually surprised me quite a bit. Now, I'm anticipating the torps from his port side to be coming after me, and this is just all chaos. Secondaries, AA, torpedoes, main battery fire everywhere. But Freyr is on my left, Citizens on my right, and the guy fires his main battery at me, but he launched his port side torps at Citizen on my right, and there you could see Freyr's torpedoes coming in from my left, and that's going on to finish him. And this is really the whole thing about a ship like the Scharhorst. This is what it excels at: chaos. Everybody is just, this is not the match anybody was expecting, I'm sure, and that's what makes the ship fun. The things you can do to just kind of have these abstract matches where you just, whatever, it's all thrown up in the air, and now time to adapt and figure it out. And that's one of the biggest selling points, in my opinion, of this playstyle, because it doesn't have guns that are great. You can do some good damage with them, you really can, but goddamn, that dispersion is an absolute nightmare to deal with sometimes. And if it's not a nightmare to deal with, then the penetration is it's one or the other every single time. I haven't had a good strictly gunnery type of game with it. It's all just been that type of brawl type of damage that you get. So I did manage Confederate there, and I get a nice little torpedo right on the bow for about 6,600 damage, which, whatever, I'll take it. Now Freyr launched his torps, which was very well timed, and now I got the torps coming in from the Scharhorst, and I've got 11,552 damage with the first set of my front turrets shooting at him, and that's pretty much the highest I've been able to get. Scharhorst versus Scharhorst. it seems to pretty much cap out at that. You're unless you catch them in a turn and you're able to shoot at that weaker underbelly to possibly get citadels. But engaging the Congo after I get the close quarters expert on the enemy Scharhorst, and we still have the enemy carrier to deal with, and just taking a look around, Citizen's taking quite the beating. We got a New York that's trying to still keep himself alive, but in the match, and everybody's responded pretty well to doing some work here and getting stuff done as far as pushing into the cap. And Frere's over here hugging the island, and I'm just out here like, shit, now what do I do? But there's a few more battleships off to my left. There's the Congo off to my right. The Cleveland dead ahead. I mean, this is just chaotic. I mean, there's another Scharhorst there, and we're trying to get this guy finished off because he is a very serious threat to the New York that we have on our team. The New York, it doesn't really have great armor. It's what I consider to be one of the soft battleships, where any given salvo should be able to get 4 to 25,000 damage without the Citadel. I mean, that's pretty soft to me, and the Scharhorst can deliver that type of damage to it just like any other battleship, given again the right situation, flat angles, that sort. But I was really hoping that last hit would have killed him off, but it got torps from, I think it's our Matsuki that's off to my right, and got him just in time. So it was really important to get rid of that guy as soon as possible. You cannot underestimate, again, despite the performance of the guns, they still will end up doing damage, of course. You just can't underestimate the fact that these have a 20-second reload. I fired off at the Colorado, of course, because flatter angle, and I liked my guns' chances against him and my torps' chances against the Congo that was moving in, until that, which, yeah, can't say I'm too happy about that one. But aiming into the superstructure of given German battleships usually yields some pretty good results. I mean, we've seen that with the Tirpitz from day one, and then that's pretty much held true with, honestly, I think any of the German ships. And even in the training room against the tier 10 German battleship, there was some nasty 20, 30, 38,000 damage salvos in my Yamato against the bots, just to try to see how the armor behaved, and it held up pretty well. But I mean, even without citadels, you can have some massive damage numbers against the German battleships if you're aiming actually like right at the upper part of the belt and into the superstructure. Usually yields some pretty good results. So Frere managed to burn the guy down that killed me, so Congo went bye-bye, made me happy. And there's the double strike with flooding, and I never saw those torps actually hit the Colorado, so he got a double strike there to cap off his, well, you'll see all the medals at the very end, so let's just say he got a lot of them. Citizen is moving in for the kill as the Koenig is chasing Frere, and got the torps off there with his port side torps, but he's got his guns ready and the broadside of the Koenig to seal the deal. So overall, a hell of a brawl, and just exactly what this ship should be doing pretty much all the time. It was just a lot of fun to have a match like that happen, and I really just wish it happened more frequently. But great totals there too, of course. I hope you had fun with today's episode of Ships and Giggles, and I'll see you on Sunday, let's say 3 p.m. Yeah, let's say 3 p.m. Eastern, and I'll go ahead and do that behind the scenes look at making a video. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you back here soon. Take care.